everyone think about that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Sure.
All right.
Hold on.
It gives me an option.
Oh,
right.
good.
Everyone see that?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, we're good.
All right, very good. So we're pushing it back Wednesday, Friday, April 27th.
No,
27th, 29th. Yeah. Is there an April 31st?
no, it's to May 1st. Is that right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
that's
only
right.
30 days.
Yeah.
It'll be the 29th through May 1st.
Yeah. All right. So we hyperlinked. Oh yeah, we really like the social media pages. They look good. So we got them hyperlinked. So that's all good.
Are there a link that we can put out for those, by the way?
Yes, they're hyperlinked. So you click these the blue things and it
You
takes
want us to like promote those on our own social
Yes.
medias?
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
you've
I
got-
think, oh yeah. Speaking of which, Professor Radigan, can you please create a Dropbox today for the
Blackboard.
social media posts on
Blackboard discussion.
Wait, you want it on Blackboard or you want it on Dropbox?
So make a Blackboard discussion where everybody puts a screenshot, like evidence that they shared it on social
Oh,
media.
yes, I'll do that. Discussion board, I'll do it tonight. I
Awesome.
got something right after class, but I'll get it done. I'll get it up by 7 o'clock tonight.
Cool. All right, yeah, so we need that just for verification. So we got that update. Feed the best student speakers. So we just basically did some revision. We took out a bit about Amy Callahan originally doing it because we thought because Ernie said that the release is already pretty long for a press release, and that newspapers probably wouldn't run that anyway. So we just took it out. So because of Ernie's advice.
Okay.
So we got this. We got some examples of topics, explanation, a quote, and so the only real part that we have not finished is the verification of towns and names.
Okay. Just go up a little bit, if you don't mind. There's one thing that kind of right.
Here?
Yeah, hold on. Features the best student speakers that know that communications, sharing topics they're passionate about, like ways to solve climate change and legality and morality of U.S. President Donald Trump's actions. We don't really have those speeches yet, do we?
Those were
No,
from
that-
previous years.
What's that? Say it again.
Those were from last year.
Yeah. Wait. That's true. Yeah. Those are. It's not really clear. I screwed.
Passionate about period. Last year they talked about XYZ.
Okay. And did she give you the over 100 people? Is that hers?
That's how many people were in the audience.
Drawn audiences of over 100 people? Okay. Is it the 6th consecutive year or is it the 5th?
This is the 6th event.
Yeah, because it was founded 5 years ago. So.
Yeah, but it's the 6th event, I guess.
Okay.
6th consecutive.
All right. Oh, that's good. Okay. Have featured, not entailed, featured.
Featured.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be editing at the same time. My bad.
Whatever. It's fine. The whole process just fell apart. All right. So featured speeches. So now I think really the only thing we have to do is get names done. And I mean names and towns.
My name is spelled wrong on there.
Oh, so it's one S?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we were debating that. I don't- Okay, so we got and where are you from?
North Andover.
Okay. Oh my God.
All right. Why don't you get everybody else?
Okay. Include Tapley, John DeBurrow of Haverhill. Who else wants to be mentioned here?
Evan just typed his in the chat thing.
Oh, I can't see.
Oh, it says Evan O'Connell from Reading.
So
Apostrophe, 2 N's and 2 L's.
thank you.
Thank you.
READING.
Yep.
Okay. Other students involved in coordinating the event include Tapley, John DeBurrow of Haverhill, Evan O'Connell of Reading. Anyone else want to be mentioned?
I don't think we want to say one of you mentioned. We just want to say who else is here.
Okay. Who else is here? All right. So I can see Julia. So.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Delenia, can you write your information in chat, please? There we go.
Julia, where are you from?
Groveland.
Delenia Martinez from Lawrence.
Cole. Did we mention Cole already or no? No, we did. Yes, we did because he's hosting.
Did we spell that correctly?
Do you
Cole?
have me already? No, Rachel, they don't.
No, Rachel's not there.
So Rachel and
Yeah, that's correct.
where are you
Of
from?
where?
Oh, Haverhill.
All right. Let's see. I think that's everyone here. I think we got everyone.
Okay.
Is Finn in there? Jeez.
What
I
about
don't
Finn?
think so. Finn, wait. Well, let me see.
If you do Control F, you'll find.
This is true.
And you can type in Finn.
This is true. Control it. Yeah, I keep.
Amesbury from you.
Yeah, I think. Oh my. Okay, I remember. Oh God, it's somewhere here. Oh, okay. Here we go. No. Okay. Okay then. So it seems as though that's done.
Okay. Now, this didn't come up because we don't have anybody. If you had two people from Amesbury, or let's say, yeah, Delenia Martinez and Elise Festa of Lawrence, you would basically restructure the sentence. You wouldn't sue Delenia Martinez of Lawrence, Rachel Anderson of wherever she's from,
Yeah.
and Finbar Arsenault of Amesbury, and
Oh, I see.
Elise Festa. You've got to group them.
Here,
But you don't have that situation. I don't think you.
No, we do for Rachel and John. We do.
Okay.
We just changed it. Sanchez.
Jonas, you work on the next thing. I'll finish that sentence. I'll just.
Oh,
Yeah. We can edit at the same time.
and Andrew Venditti and Jessica Kramer were both.
There you go. Good. Now, was there anybody, John, who answered your email who's not here in class?
So let me read the three that did respond.
Okay.
It was Evan, Andrew, and Finbar. So I think all three of them are covered.
Yeah, it's good. Good stuff. So now the last thing that we have to do with this is go get some pictures. That's it.
Mother. Oh my God.
National Horny Day?
What?
What? That's what I opened Twitter and that's what it said today was National Horny Day.
Oh,
It's a terrible time to be in quarantine.
I know. All right. So National Horny Day, yes. Corona will end soon. That's bullshit. Okay. So we got these photos.
Those are much better than the ones that made the Observer. Ones in the Observer are terrible.
Yeah, it's a shame. Come on. Okay, my computer's been really slow. It did have a Trojan virus in it, so it's been faster than it was yesterday.
Now that the virus is gone.
Yeah,
You
I
get
did,
it out?
I did a full scan and they found a Trojan virus. So Twitter's still really slow. Okay, so that's not working. What does everyone think about one of these photos? Oh, Jesus. About one of these.
I like the one of Patty, the girl with her hand up.
Yeah, I like that one too. The only problem is the definition. Let me see.
Yeah.
The
I keep trying to click on it.
the fellow top left.
Yeah. Oh my God, I hate this computer. Okay. Huge thanks.
I can't believe it's trending.
Which ones made the Observer? I'm curious about this.
They look like flip phone pictures.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. Yeah, nothing really remarkable with that.
Well, there's a picture of William there.
So
But it's nothing too remarkable. Also, we
Young
need,
William.
A picture of himself on the projector. It's kind of funny.
yeah, we need Will to start coming to class because we got stuff to do. We need him to do it.
Well, I think again,
call.
this is where you know, one of the things we're learning about is group dynamics and committee dynamics. And you can see what happens when you have that person in a team who's not pulling his weight. This fella here, John, I have to get his name for you. He might do it again this year.
Who?
John, I've got him in my speech class, and I think he's doing something with the intent of it being good enough to be in Speech Palooza again. That's William right there, the picture of him with him.
Yeah. Here
It's a
it
better
is.
picture, just that angle.
That's actually
Yeah.
a really good picture because it refers to.
Oh my God. Yeah, my computer's starting to the fan just turned on, so Twitter
We
is
can
too much.
switch if you want. I can screenshot.
Yeah. Twitter's just too much. Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, these are the organizers from last year.
David.
We need their names though. That's not yet.
Do we need it? If it's just in the context of like, we can caption it like pictures of last year's Speechapalooza.
Newspapers frequently will deal with whatever they can, you know, whatever they've got to deal with, they deal with.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean? Like, do we have to
Like
find their names?
if the picture comes in if a picture comes in of like this one here of the students who organized it, it's kind of, we call it a grip and grin in the business, because usually they're holding something like like an award or something like that, and they're just smiling. They're considered to be lousy pictures to run in papers because they're nothing's happening in them. Most papers would prefer something where the speaker is speaking versus people putting up, looking at the camera and smiling or trying to look like a boy band.
Right.
Okay.
But if you had a situation where you had a speaker speaking and you didn't have the speaker identified, it's best that the speaker is identified, or it's best that the subject of the picture is identified. But if the picture tells a story, then they'll still take it and they'll do the best they can with it. All the time in newspaper, you're dealing with what you have to go with. So if there's information that's not available, you just go with it anyway, and you just don't mention this. You either don't mention it or you say this information could not be, you convey the fact that you couldn't get that information.
Okay. Let's get that picture of Will speaking and one of the audience where it looks full.
Yeah. But I
Better
also
discussion.
saw. Oh, God damn it! It's not even all right. It's gonna take me a bit to scroll through this. So, start again. I like this one.
Yeah.
This is a good photo.
Do we need her name?
I think I can look up her name for you.
Deirdre Grant, I believe.
Okay, there you go.
And that looks like a good photo. So I can just save that.
How many pictures should we put in this?
It's one of these things where it depends on what you've got. If you've got 3 mediocre pictures, you put your 3 mediocre pictures in. If there are 3 great pictures, you put the 3 great pictures in. If you have 1 great picture and 3 mediocres, you put the 1 great one in. Different strategies for different things.
So how many would you recommend?
I'd recommend 3.
That one.
3.
I think you've got enough photos to tell the story.
I do like this photo down here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one might be the best one you've shown, because you do get her face, you get her standing at a podium. It does say speaking.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good picture.
Scroll back up to the top. There was one from the perspective of the speakers looking at the faces of the audience.
Yeah, where's God? Jesus, come on. Come on. Speak up, speak out. So you wanted the one of Will?
Well, that's the thing. If you had Will, then now you get 2 pictures, but that's fine too. But maybe you've got a third you could throw in as well. Kind of depends on what you can use. Do you have the rights to these pictures?
I mean,
No.
they're coming from the Speechapalooza account, which is run by Amy Callahan, so I doubt she'd have a problem with that.
I think you want to basically send her a quick email and say, do we have your permission to run these 3 speeches from these 3 pictures
All
from Speechapalooza?
I'll do that once we get the
The
picture.
Globe will ask for that.
Hmm?
The Globe will ask for that. Do you have permission? Can you get permission?
Yes.
So send her a quick email, say, we wanted to pull 3 pictures off of the Speechapalooza feed, social media feed from last year, and she'll say yes.
Yeah.
And then you get the proof, and when the Globe says, do we have it? Or you could even put in photos given by permission of Northern Essex Community, photos available by permission of Northern Essex Community College.
Yes. And do we like this picture?
Like Grip and Grin?
I definitely don't like it.
Yeah, I
Looking
know.
over the audience.
I don't. We don't know who the students were. They're not involved in this year's event,
Right.
and they're just standing there.
Exactly. All right. So wait, what is
I
goddamn
think the
it?
Carrie Malloy picture wouldn't be bad because it does tell a story. The Secrets to Happiness.
Yeah. Oh, Secrets to Happiness. Where is that?
One more.
Oh God. Negative technology.
No, it's a clear shot of the screen.
Yeah, I remember. A disco ball in a shoe store. Wait, us. But I like the balloons.
Yeah,
But, well,
half empty room, lots of balloons.
Yeah.
It does kind of tell this. It does. But wait a minute.
yeah, it's not lecture hall, eh? So
Yeah,
that is
that's very funny.
the what?
I wonder if she got. That's not Lecture Hall A.
No.
I wonder what it is.
Should we use it? No.
It definitely looks like a very high school production. We can
Yeah.
pretend like it's not if we don't put the picture in there.
Yeah. Okay. So downward.
What about? I'd say go the other direction. Go up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because now I'm just mining for new stuff, so
Yeah.
I can't really. Yeah, I can't say anything. Let's save our. Wait, what? What is the European Union?
Maybe in 2017 they put it in a smaller room.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. Oh, and now. Okay, that's working somewhat. Yeah, I'm not terribly fond of this one because the exposure is really bad. The light exposure.
Right. Yeah, I don't love that picture either. There's keep going up.
Yeah, yeah, because Okay, come on. And slowly. There we go.
Nope, that's not hers.
7 Steps to Happiness.
What's that?
This is the 7 Steps to Happiness one.
Yeah, no, there's a better one where it's kind of clear what the presentation's about.
Okay, it should be up here.
Whoop, you just passed it.
Right?
That's not bad. If John's got one for this year,
How to be happier.
yeah. I like that because of the fact that it's easy to read, easy to see what they're talking about. That
looks
one I
like
don't
three.
like because of
Let's
the
use
big line down the middle of the picture.
Andrew, what are you gonna say?
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound like a smart ass, but that's 3 pictures. Let's just use them.
Yep, probably. All right. Okay, can you Okay, so oh Jesus Christ. Okay. Come on. Mm.
We put them in between paragraphs, or do we just want to put them at the bottom?
Usually they go separately as attachments, but sometimes
Okay.
they go inside the body as well. But generally they go as attachments.
Okay.
And like I said, sometimes they'll do, frequently they'll do both. Doing both is a good, there've been studies about this and surveys that measure how often journalists want to cut and paste or do they want to download. And they find that the majority of journalists just want to do the cut and paste because it's quicker. However, it's a majority, it's not 100%. So I think a lot of what I see a lot of these days is the people who have the attachment and then they have exactly what's in the attachment on the body of the email.
Right.
So you can go probably both is the best thing to do. And I think putting them at the end of the release is fine.
Yeah.
But, they also might look and they say, and you want to be clear that these are all from Speechpalooza 219.
Yes. I think that's how you spell it.
Speaks at. Give her a verb.
Yeah.
Here's at, hosted.
Hosts. Yeah.
Yep, there you go. And you want to take student uppercase. I would knock student down to lowercase and I would knock speaks down to lowercase.
Oh, really?
Or and host down to lowercase. Yeah, communications, that one I might go upper, but they can go in either direction.
Right. Yeah, that's for newspapers, I guess, to decide. And then Carrie.
Malloy, it's spelled right there on the screen for you.
Very cool. What? Jeez. I think that's 2019.
There's 2 R's in her name. I
Oh,
think.
yes, that's true. All right. Okay. All right. Should we just send the should Andrew, could you just like draft an email to Amy Callahan and make sure she's also okay with the captions if we spell everyone's name correctly.
And you want to say all photo, yeah, and then you want to have a line that says all photos courtesy of
Oh yeah.
NECC. Speechapalooza 219. And of course, you want to make sure you don't send it until you get permission,
Right.
but
Okay.
that,
So-
that should be, you know,
Okay. So Andrew, could you draft that email right now?
Yeah, I'm typing it up right now.
Nice.
so it looks like a lot of people, Finn, you didn't get John's email either?
John's?
Yeah, you
No,
didn't get an email from John seeking your
I think
name
Finn
and your.
answered.
What?
Yeah, I got that. I
You did
responded
get
to that.
He was one of the
Okay.
ones that answered, yeah.
All right, so people did get it. I just want to be sure before we send it out. I you know, on the one hand, we did mention it right there on Zoom.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else we need to do with this release?
No, I think that's good. It does. Now, is Ernie going to send this out, or is Ernie going to? Did she send a release out last year for this?
I have no clue.
Okay, where did she get the release that she talked to you about? That she gave you that information off of?
What do you mean?
Well, she helped you with the release, right? And she included previous speeches have focused on things like this and this.
No, that was I typed that.
What's that?
I typed that.
Oh, okay. So you just knew it from previous speeches?
Yes.
Okay.
She did provide us some stuff, so we basically tweaked. I think we consolidated 2 paragraphs and tweaked them so that they would resemble her suggestions.
Okay.
We did. Yeah, she did give us some advice.
What was the advice she gave you?
She told
Just-
us that
Well,
she emailed me. She told us that it was a little bit long for a press release, but that's okay. And then she encouraged me to change one of the paragraphs that talked about the history of the event. We
Yep.
talked about its history, but that's not inherently newsworthy. So
Yeah.
we changed it to talk more about the speeches rather than it was in the past
Right.
done by Professor
Okay.
Callahan.
Yeah, I have the email right here. It says, I think this looks terrific. I just have one suggestion. You've done a good job describing the history of the event in the second paragraph, but I wonder if you could create a little more excitement. You might want to say something like, Speechapalooza features the best student speakers at Northern Essex Community College, sharing topics they are passionate about in blank minute speeches. In the past, students have spoken about blank. Students can nominate themselves as speakers or nominate themselves by sharing a video. And she said it's long for a press release, but you have everything included. With an April 20th deadline, you want to finalize this very quickly or remove reference to the information you don't have.
Okay. That's actually good advice.
All right. So I think until we get permission from Amy Callahan, I think we're done with this.
Yeah, I think you're done with it. I think you should send it out. I think there is, yeah, I think you've got everything you got. Who did get excluded, by the way?
Who got excluded? Wait, what do you mean?
We would have included them if we knew who they were.
Yeah. What's that?
Wait, what?
Who
We
are
would
the
have
people?
included the excluded if we knew who they were.
Everyone
Well,
everyone in the class right now, everyone here is in the release.
That's 14 people.
Yeah, so
So that means we're missing about 6 or 7.
Will is in
Will's
there.
included. Yep.
But I mean they didn't show up, so
I know. I just would hate to take somebody, because there are people who've got real things
I know.
that go on. So
I
the part of me that does the extra work and then says, I should have never done that extra work, says but then again, so just out of curiosity, who were the people who were being excluded? Just scroll down to the bottom.
I had a roster I sent out somewhere here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay.
Okay. So
So Rachel's mentioned,
Rachel,
Finn's mentioned, Amari's Trey, John, Niasen is gone,
Yep.
Elise Festa, Zuri Hicks has not responded to me, Jess Kramer, Delenia, Julia is in, Dylan's in, Evan's in, Pedro's out, Jonas is in, Jasmine's in, Cole is in, William's in, Catherine Townsend. Huh,
that's and then Brandon.
So I sent an email to Kat asking about helping me out with like the follow-up type stuff.
Yep.
And it looks like she just got back to me during class today. So if you want to include her, she said she'd help in any way she can. So
Where's she from?
that I don't know. I can email her back though and ask her.
Merrimack, I think. Or she was when we went to school together.
Merrimack, Mass, or Merrimack, New Hampshire?
Mass.
Okay.
But I don't know if she's still there.
Yeah, you know something, who else is on the list besides Catherine? Is she the last one?
Brandon Walker.
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gone MIA. Is he the last one?
There's just 21 people on the roster that you gave me a paper roster towards the beginning of the semester. So.
All right, so Catherine's the last, is the only one who's missing that it's probably worth taking a little run at her and seeing where she is. And I can I'll very quickly check Navigator and see if I can find out her hometown, and if I find it, I'll send it to you. Who's got the last touch on this press release?
What's the question?
Who's the last person who's going to touch the press release?
Oh, well, I think multiple, because Evan is going to send it out to the newspapers.
Who's going to send it out to?
Ernie to her.
So I was going to ask that question are we getting help from Ernie? Because if she's sending out the people, when I reach out, I want to say, hey, I know you've already got this.
No, in fact, it being what it is, one of the things Amy had said to me is she says, let the students make their own mistakes. I figured if Ernie gives you the list, that's great. If Ernie sends it out, like I said, she's going to want more control. The more the school takes control, the more the school will have control. But it's never a bad idea to use your resources wisely. So I guess I'm saying if she'll send it out, then I would say we'll accept that. Would accept the help, as long as the names on it are, here's the thing: if it comes out, let's say somebody responds and they respond to Ernie, we know she's going to respond right away. But she's got to go to one of the students. So it does create an extra layer, but it's a pretty efficient layer that it creates, if you know what I mean. So I think if she will send it out, I would say for this one and only time, we probably will send it out. And then maybe next year that class will not have COVID-19 to deal with. And we'll have them maybe work from a press list. She might just give you the press list that they have.
Yeah.
They might be reluctant to give you the press list. So any of those things could happen. You might find out from her who she sent it to and also therefore who she didn't send it to. So the question is, after this is done, who's going to decide when it's done, Jonas? You?
I think right now, I think we were planning on just asking the class.
Okay.
I will volunteer myself. I would like to just be able to send it out.
Yeah, agree.
Cool.
Any objections?
Good.
All right.
Good. All right. So make sure that Amy gives you the okay. See what Ernie wants to do. If she wants to do either. If she doesn't feel comfortable giving you the list or sending it out, then at that point, you've got to basically go to work finding out, putting together a press list.
Because Evan has a really good list of contacts. So
Yeah, he does have a good list. I think he does have a good list. Yeah, that actually looked pretty good. Evan, if you wouldn't mind, could you send me a copy of that too, please?
Yeah, sure, you got it.
Thank you. All right, good. So we're ready to send it out, and it looks good to go. Are we all set?
The only thing I need to wait for is I emailed Amy Callahan. I CC'd you guys to it.
Yep.
For photo permissions.
Yep,
the
that's
last thing
good.
we're waiting on.
And like I said, I'll double check to make sure that Catherine's from Merrimack. And if she's not, I will send something out to all of you guys,
Okay.
or at least the people in the committee.
And Rachel, you'll follow up with the professors.
Yes, so I was actually typing out the email right now. I was just gonna, is there like a new deadline for the videos that you wanted, or is?
I wouldn't give them a deadline, but I would say if there's any reason you can't, that you won't have videos, and I can understand what it might be, because as I've said, the student videos that I've gotten,
Oh yeah, we did put a deadline here.
what's that?
Yeah.
Monday, April 20th, which is no longer possible. We could do April,
Is it April 24 or is it April?
yeah, because next week.
April 24th. Yep, no, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so good.
So that makes sense. And Jess,
What's that?
Hi, I'm right here.
here. So is there any item on the list that we have missed?
Just a sec.
Yeah.
We also had a question about who we could contact to send out a mass text message, maybe.
When you send the email to Amy, ask if you should send the mass text out through me, or who you would contact to send a mass text. And she'll either volunteer to do it, or she'll say to go to me. And, the question then becomes, do you want to write something slightly different than this? And also, when you talk to Ernie, you want to say, can the school send it out with their, as part of any CC news? Or ask what the school can do to publicize it. And
Is
she'll
that
have an answer.
something you're asking me to do?
What's that?
Who's sending this email out?
Whoever's talking to Ernie,
Okay.
you want to ask, can the school use it for any, can the school publicize, can the school use the press release to publicize the event? And also, you can ask if the school will send it out or if the school will share their list.
Can the school what?
Share
Use
the,
press
share,
release?
okay, the school can, can the public relations office use your press release to publicize the event?
Okay.
That's number one. And then number two is, can the school press office send it out? And then if not, can the school press office let you borrow their list of media?
Okay.
Can you guys put me on that email so that I can see and then I can just fly with whatever she says?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and then,
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
and then to Amy, you want to say, do you have permission? And then two, can you write a, how do you write? Ask her if a student can send out a school-wide e-blast or school-wide email, and if not, ask if we can send it out through me or just ask if there's a way we can get a school-wide email.
She already agreed to do that.
She did. Okay, so she'll already do it for you.
Yes, she said she'd do so when she gets the finished press release.
Okay, and it'll be interested to see if she sends it out as a press release or if she just sends it out with a "Hey, everybody," and then she'll more or less cut. You might see what she might do. She might take the press release and she might edit it so it sounds more like an email.
Maybe.
Sort of like in the Facebook. If you mention this on Facebook, if you mention this on Twitter, if you mentioned it on Instagram, you'd have 3 different messages, right? Because the Instagram doesn't allow words. Is that correct? Is Instagram pictures only? Pictures and memes?
It would not be a good place to post a press release.
What's that?
it would not be a good place to post a long article or anything like that.
Right. Well, they don't take a long article, but what people do is they reference their stores. Let's say on Twitter, they use one line to get you to click to something else. On in Instagram, it's all pictures, right?
You can describe it. There's a description, but
Okay.
it's very visual.
Yeah. So the pictures might go with it, and then a link to Speechapalooza. And then finally, there's Facebook. And again, you're not going to use a lot of words on Facebook. Nobody wants to click. Nobody wants to read. You just want to get the information out. So you'll basically be using this press release as a source material for everything you write about Speechapalooza from here on in. Now you might once we get the list of speakers, we have the chance to have another release or at least put it out on social media. But this is your source. This is your Bible that you go back to whenever you need information about the event. Does that make sense to one and all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
It's funny when I ask if it makes sense, and hold on just a second. I asked if it made sense, and I had one person who said it did. Does anyone not understand what we're saying?
My mic was muted, sorry.
No, that's okay. Does anybody know?
When you post the link, like, and people click on it, what's the goal once they click on that link?
Once they click on it, you want them to read about the
To
event.
have them.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are really there are multiple goals here. One goal is to get into as many places as we can get into, and with an effective release. And I think we've got an effective release. I think the next thing is getting into as many places as we can, getting as many eyes on it. Then you want to go by clicks, and then you want to measure clicks, and then you want to measure eyes on the event. So if you've got people, if you can, if you've got 100,000 people looking at your event, you've done pretty well. If you've got 10,000 people seeing your social media, you've done pretty well. If you've got 10 and you've got 10, then you probably failed. So obviously we're not going to get to either one of those goals. We'll be somewhere in the middle, but those are the things you have to look at. I mean, sometimes you have an event and nobody comes, and it's not your fault. You've done everything right. And other times there'll be something you didn't see and you made a mistake. So
I have a question, Professor, about, I guess it's up to our discretion. Amy got back to me. She said that I do not need permission from, they knew that they were getting their pictures taken. I already knew that, but she said I may need permission from the photographers. Do you think I need to go out and ask all of the people that took the pictures for permission?
the only people who will ask will be the Globe. In my experience, the only one that I know of that asks is the Globe, but the Globe always asks if we have permission.
Okay.
I would think that because it was a school event, and because Speechapalooza took the pictures, the idea of it is when you take a picture and it's at a public event, the use goes to, it does. It goes to the photographer and it goes to the school. If it was work for hire, then it's really the school and not the photographer that can judge. But frequently what will happen is the company that hires you, for example, if the school hired a photographer, which they didn't hire him, but the contract was that they would take the pictures for free. You need the photographer's permission.
All right. She gave me permission. She took the picture of somebody in the blazer. She gave me permission to use that.
Great.
I need to go on Twitter and contact them.
Okay. If you can find the photographers, find the photographers.
If they're not accredited to anybody, should I not even worry about it?
That's a good question. I would say no, but on the other hand, you might find that it's worth spending a little time trying to get permission. And that way too, the other thing is, let's say it was your picture and all of a sudden it runs in the, you take it for Northern Essex and then all of a sudden you see it in the Boston Globe. Wouldn't you want credit for it?
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
Yeah. So I think if you can reach out to the photographer, do that.
Mm.
And if it's again, if it's too much work, I'd say just get rid of the photo and just send what you got. And 'cause
So I have a email constructed to Ernie right now, basically saying that we finished the press release and we just want to ask her a couple questions before we officially send it out. I wrote, is there any way that the PR office at the college can use our press release to publicize the event? Can the PR office send out our press release? Or if you prefer that we send it out on our own, is there any way that we can borrow a list of contacts from the office to send it out?
okay.
And then I CC'd Jonas, Andrew, Amari, Jess, Evan, you, Dave, and me.
Okay.
Is that
That,
good?
I'm just trying to think of the order. Why don't you ask her for the press release? Why don't you ask her for the press list first and then ask?
Okay.
Her, no, you know something, just go with it. Just go with
Okay.
it. Sometimes you've got to do what's most effective.
Okay.
Yeah, ask her if either or for those two. I think you're good. I think we're good for everything. And then and just try and see if we can track down those photographers and get a quick turnaround on that. We good with everything else?
I just have a quick question for you. So I just did the email, so I just put you and Amy in it as well, and I just said, just following up with you guys, Speechapalooza will be moving to April 29th to May 1st. I said you can have your students email me the videos, and then I put my email in there. Did you want somebody else's email in there, or is mine fine?
I think yours is fine, but what you might do is just say, can you send me the emails directly? Because they'll have the emails. The teachers have the emails. I mean, if you have to go back to the student, think about this. The teachers right now have their emails.
Okay.
If you have to go back to the student, and then the student's got to send you the email, I know it's a nothing thing, but you wouldn't believe how much time it'll take to get 8 students or 16 students or whatever the number is to send something to you. So I would try and streamline it by saying, could you send that to me directly? If you have any, and I'm telling the students that are nominated, I'm not telling them that they've been picked.
Oh, okay.
That way, if there are extras for my class, I could just say, sorry, you didn't make it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling them they were nominated. But they all know, my students all know that they might have wound up here from the start. The students from other classes may not know, so they may not be as wild about being on open to scrutiny on social media.
Okay.
But I would say that you want to think about streamlining the process. So just saying, if there's anybody you can submit, please do, please send them to me, or, please send me can you send me the video, or please send me the video, or some version of that.
Okay.
You asked her to ask students to email them to you. Don't ask her to ask the students. Just ask her to send you ones that she likes.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think that's what is that what I said, Rachel?
You said it in 2,000 words. I'm sorry.
I did. I
You
used
summed
a
it
lot
up,
of words.
but
It's the end of the
Said
class.
same thing.
All right. So yeah, send it to them. Ask them to send it to you, or just remind them, because you haven't hit the Friday deadline yet.
Yeah.
So teachers are like students; they'll do things right at the deadline.
Okay.
But just a reminder that we're going to put this together. We're going to put it, whatever. And then they'll leave me. If there's any reason they need to wait till Monday or Tuesday, please let me know. I mean, I almost don't want to give them the out, but you're probably better off to say, but they might have a real problem of students not turning in very good work yet.
Okay.
So,
All right.
One
all right,
last
good.
question.
Yeah.
Jess, is there anything we missed on that list?
What's that?
Jess, is there anything we missed?
No, the only thing left would be like to give Will the access to the email, but he's not on here, so.
Andrew, could you just text him the information then?
Yeah, I'll send it to him.
Nice. All right.
Great. Jess, could you send me your list, please? Jessica?
Sorry.
Yeah, could you email me that list?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Great, thank you.
Okay, one last thing I wanted to ask. So Finn's press release about Amari, how are we getting that sent out?
I'm sorry, what's that?
How are we getting Finn's press release about Amari sent out?
Yeah, I think what you want to do, Finn, is you want to basically take the press release that Jonas has, or who's got it now? Whose possession is the final press release in right now?
We all have a copy of it.
Okay.
Yeah, we
So
have
you
the
take
Google Docs.
what's that?
We all have the Google Doc.
Okay, so you've all got the Google Docs. Send it to Finn. Use that talk to Amari, stick a couple of quotes on the top, let Amari approve it. I don't think it has to go through everyone's approval unless you guys want it to. But I would do that. I would get a picture of Amari and I would send it. Good? And I would,
Sorry, are the links in the Google Doc?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, perfect.
As soon as this press release is finished, we're sending out a copy to everybody, so everybody will have it. And then
Okay.
you guys can take the link and post it on your social media.
Okay, perfect.
Good. Let me just check, Finn, did you understand what I said? Because your head was kind of nodding, but it could have been that you were just a,
Yeah, I didn't sleep last night, but I got what you said. I have
Okay.
it like typed down in some notes, so
all right. Are you having trouble
I
sleeping?
remember it. Well, I play video games in the morning because most people I play with are European. So I get up early to play with them. And then if my sleep schedule gets messed up, then I need to stay up all night.
All right. Well, good. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone's all set. Nice week, guys. You've really closed the gap. So a nice job. Next Tuesday, John Guilfoyle is going to be here for the first 20 or 30 minutes. Then we'll update on the final, whatever we've got just to be updated. And then that'll be it for the class. And then we'll just launch it. We'll plan it a week from Wednesday. Good?
Sounds
See,
good.
we'll send the stuff out. We'll see who gets back to us. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Be
Bye.
safe.
Bye.
Take a nap.